right. I hope you'll be able to find me again. I'm sorry we got cut off. I pushed the go live button and it said I was live and then it kicked me out. So I'm sorry if you got kicked out of the stream. Just another one of those days, I guess, right? Hey, Dawn. I hope you didn't get kicked out of the last one. I don't even know how to get in touch with the ladies who were in here. I got kicked out. Hey, Kathy, how are you? Well, welcome. Ohio, is it cold there in Ohio? It's freezing here. I was running a little late because there's an ambulance here from my neighbor. And then, like I said, I hit the go live button and it said I was live and then it just kept loading and kicked me out. So I'm sorry about that. So today, you know that this week, and I canceled last night's live because I had furniture delivered and they didn't come till late, naturally. And I've been playing with the festive and fun, and I am going to redo my video tonight. And I created these cards and then this awesome little box with a different kind of closure. You found me. Very, very good. So that is going to be tonight's live, and that starts at 7. So this is the stamp set I'm going to be using, and just for the sentiment today, I'm actually using, let me just pull the paper because I'm not sure. I have all my paper folded up here. And it is the Berry Christmas. Berry Christmas. The one with the polar bears. That's the paper I'm using today. And I am using, I just knocked everything down, Old Olive and Night of Navy with basic white. I could have picked very vanilla, but I liked the look of the basic white better. Snow. Oh my goodness. You did your leaves yesterday? Our leaves are starting to pile up out there too. It's time to, I think maybe we'll wait a couple more days because the leaves are almost off the trees. So maybe that'll save us some work. All right, so today's fun fold card is a little different. I've never created one like this before, but it's pretty simple. So we're going to start with an 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4 piece of Old Olive cardstock. Okay. You want snow in the city? No, 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 no. I don't want snow here. And then for the front of the card, I am going to layer it up with some Night of Navy. And I will have a blog post for this card probably tomorrow because I have to go grocery shopping today. So that is 5 1/4 by 4. And we are going to just adhere this. And I'm going to use glue because it gives me a few minutes to move it around if I don't put it on straight. It depends on the day. Sometimes everything I do seems to be crooked. So glue helps a lot. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, so that's just layered right on the front of the card. Then we're going to add a piece of the designer series paper, and it's berry, and it's 3 3/4 by 5. That's cute side too, but we're going to use the Christmas tree. And again, I'm going to use some glue, and we're just going to adhere that right to the front of the card. I love this paper. It's just so pretty. And I just want to check to make sure I cut this right. And I want this, I think, 5 inches. So I'm going to trim it up because I want these to be 5 inches long instead of 5 1/4. Oops. All right. So we're going to do some Night of Navy. And this is 5 by 1 7/8. And then I have one that is 5 by 1 3/4. And again, it is the same, I believe. Let me just check. I think I picked a second. Gotta pull the catalog out quick. This is the presents. So where are the presents? Yes, it is still the same designer series paper, but instead of using the presents, I'm going to use the green. And we're just going to adhere these two together. I want to make sure I got them straight. I might have to trim it a little. And we're just going to adhere this together. So far, it's just a normal card front. The fun fold actually happens on the inside of the card. And it's not difficult to put together. I'm just going to trim this up just a hair. All right. So now this is going to go on to the front of the card, and we're going to make sure that it's lined up with the designer series paper that's already on the front of the card. And I'm going to actually pop this up. So we had frost this morning. Oh my goodness. I take Sheba out between 6:30 and 6:45, and it's dark, of course. And it's going to be darker after the weekend, right? Don't the clocks go back this weekend? And it was just so frosty. All right. So there it is, popped up onto the front of our card. Then I die cut. I love my layering ovals. I don't think they're not available anymore. I don't think I'll ever get rid of them. But it's the 3.5 by 2.5. Excuse me. And that is the Night of Navy. And then I did another oval, which is 3 by about 2 1/8. And this is going to layer right on top of this piece. Now, we can do one of two things. We could just add a sentiment, or we could add an image. I think what I'll do is, for today, I'm just going to add a sentiment. And I'm going to get a block, and I'm going to use the festive and fun, because we'll make it as simple as possible. So if you do have lots of cards that you need to create, it's a card that you can do very quickly. And I'm going to put my sticker on this stamp. I don't usually use my stickers, but when it comes to the sentiments, I want to at least try to get them on straight. So let's layer that up and peel. All right, so it's a little something for you with lots of love from me. And I'm going to actually pull out my Night of Navy stamps and a piece of scrap. We're going to see if this is on here straight. And it does look like it's pretty straight. So let's make sure we get some ink on here. And we'll just add the sentiment right to the center of our oval. Unfortunately, this stamp set doesn't have, well, we have a little bird. I guess we could put the little bird on. Where is he? He's teeny tiny. Let's just stick him on here. There he is. He's cute. The only thing is we'll have to add a little color to him. So I've been working on another newsletter card. I'm just going to give him a little red hat. And we'll do his little scarf red, so he really sticks out. And also for my Patreon group, we're doing, have you ever heard or have you ever done the Black Magic? And this is light balmy blue. And I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm just, coloring in the bird. Did you ever hear of the Black Magic technique? This is the card I've been working on. Isn't that pretty? It's just an amazing technique. So that's a technique we're going to be doing for my Patreon group. And it's also going to be my newsletter card. So even though when I disappear or I'm not around, I'm still working on something. All right, so we used a little bit of glue. I usually don't like gluing my basic white because sometimes you can see through it. And so I want to be careful with that. And then let's grab some embellishments and we'll add one on there. And I like to put them in my corners. I'm going to put a large one down on this corner. And then just one more up here. All right. And then we're just going to take our oval and we're going to pop this up on the front of the card. Now this year, I was working on one of the paper pumpkin kits. And they were so pretty. I think that's what I'm going to use this year for my Christmas cards. I'm seeing if I can grab a ribbon quick. I know I have something I can use here. Here we go. We'll use the Night Navy. But if you haven't seen them, this was one of the paper pumpkin kits. Isn't that cute? Look, the houses are up on dimensionals on both of them. And I'm just going to add, and it comes with that glitter on the roof in a little tube. I don't know if it's right here. Yeah, it came with some sparkles in a little container. So I'm going to add an extra layer on the inside. They're really cute. So if you're not a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you may want to think about it. The kits are just adorable, and you don't have to take each of the kits each month. If there's one that you don't think you're going to like, you can pause your subscription for that month. Did anybody take the plunge and take advantage of the Stampin' Up! Promotion in October? It was such a great deal. All right, so I'm using the Night of Navy and Gold ribbon to add to the front of the card. I know we're taking so much time for the front, but the inside is really cute and it'll go pretty quick. So let's just cut these. My glue dots are probably frozen because it's pretty chilly in here. I'm going to add it right here. All right, so there's the front of our card. Yeah, the ribbon is really pretty. I love that ribbon. All right, quick and easy front of our card. Now for the inside, I'm going to use a scrap because I already did mine. And we're going to start with a piece that measures 8 by 4 3/4. Then we are going to, let's see if I have my pencil handy. Here it is. We are going to just measure up 2 inches. I want to make sure I get that right. And I'm just going to make a little mark at the 2-inch mark. All right. It's really just a tiny little mark right here. And then we're going to take our trimmer and we're going to line up, that sparkles from the ribbon now, the corner, and we're going to do it right in this groove. And I have paper in my groove. Right in the groove, you're going to line up your corner and you're going to line up your 2-inch mark right in the center of that groove. And we are going to cut it off. All right. So we're left with a piece that looks like this. Ah, thanks, Kathy. Yeah, the ribbon is so pretty. All right, so I did it in Night of Navy. Next, after you have that piece, you're going to score it at 2, 4, and 6 inches. Okay? And you're going to valley, mountain, valley. Those are your folds. And we're just going to make sure it's folded nice. And this is the piece we're left with. Next, you're going to do the same thing with your designer series paper. Let's just get this, okay? But with your designer series paper, it's going to be, and I'm going to get you 4.5, and this should be 7 3/4. Just going to check it though. By 7. What did I say this was? 8. And the reason being is we have to cut down our pieces by 1/4 of an inch so it'll fit on here. And instead of measuring up 2 inches, you're going to measure up 1 7/8. Okay? Then we're going to measure our spots again, and it'll be one, I think I did 1 3/4. 1 3/4, 1 3/4, 1 3/4, 1 3/4. So you're going to end up having a little piece left over at the end of your designer series paper. And we are just going to adhere some glue and then put these pieces on. Now it's up to you whether you would like to add images to these designer series paper pieces. I'm going to just leave it with presents. And the presents, as you can see, is the opposite side of what I used on the front of the card. So we're just going to lay these down. Just like that. All right, so it looks like a little screen now. So we're going to pull in the front of our card base, and I am actually going to adhere some designer series paper to the inside of this card. So there's not so much old olive. And you can do this before you finish the front. All right, so we're just going to all right, so there's the inside of our card. Now for this side, we want this to be inside, and when it closes folded. Sorry, I lost my mind there for a second. So we're going to add glue to this section, and we're going to add glue to this section, and we're going to take this fold, and I'm going to line it up with the bottom, and you're going to line up the fold of your card base to the fold of this piece. And then we're just going to glue that down. And we're going to just give that a few minutes. So now when it closes, okay, it closes. If you have a Christmas tree, you can add a Christmas tree. You can add images to this if you want. Now, the one thing is, where would you add your sentiment? Well, I have an extra piece of basic white, and it's 5 1/4 by 4. And I'm actually going to pull out my stamp set again. Excuse me. And I'm going to pull out Happy Christmas Wishes. And again, I'm just going to test it to make sure it is on here straight. And it is. And I'm going to put my sentiment down here at the bottom. And then again, you can decide if you want to add anything else to this layer. I'm actually going to leave it just like it is. I'm going to add just a little bit of glue. So it doesn't stick to the back without me getting it on here straight. All right, so here's where you could write your sentiment. Here's the front of our card, and then when you open it, you have your presents. And like I said, I think what I'm going to do is, I don't think I have a Christmas tree. You can add something to the inside of this card. All right. So there we go. It's pretty neat. You can add sentiments or pockets or anything you want to the inside. So there we go. So if you are around, I will be back tonight at 7, and I'll do my Thursday night video tonight. So enjoy the rest of your day. Stay warm out there, and I will talk to you later. Thanks, Kathy. Thanks, Stu. You are so welcome. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.